Hi, I'm Vince, also known as Hybrid Mana Kenobi on the internet. I'm the Magic the Gathering content creating equivalent of not taking social distancing seriously when chatting to random strangers on Omegle.
Listen, mate, in Australia, we've got a social distancing problem. Listen, ScoMo, our president, our prime minister, has put in legislation about no more than gatherings than 10 people.
Okay.
Listen, mate, we had 10 people. It's all good.
Oh, I see.
We asked every individual, hey, bro, do you got the coronavirus? And then they're like, nah, mate. And I'm like, I
have heard that is the best way to test for the virus, yes.
It is! Listen, mate, it is.
No, I agree with you. I've heard it's scientifically proven to be unable to fail.
Exactly, bro. Hey, bro, you got the coronavirus? Nah, mate. Come right in, bro.
But if they do have it, they're compelled. It's kind of like when you ask a police officer if they're a police officer. It's like entrapment. It's like the Catherine Zeta-Jones movie, but with less arses in the air. No, but seriously, stay indoors. Don't go to gatherings of 10 or so people. That's dumb. Don't be fucking stupid. One of the questions I often find myself asking at the moment is Modern a shit show? And over the years, the answer to that question has been yes. The thing is, I've been enjoying Legacy quite a bit, but I'm getting a little bit tired of Astrolabe and Oko, if I'm completely honest with you. Because I fucking hate Astrolabe. Oko as well can lead to some games that are very interesting and exciting in Magic, in terms of like complex decision trees, like really interesting interactive Magic, but other times it just turns your shit into Elks and you just feel exasperated. So I decided to take a break from playing quite a lot of Legacy and Vintage Cube to playing some more Modern and try and see how the format is shaping up. Modern goes through waxes and wanes of being good or shit, if you ask me. Often pushed powerful cards can make the format dumb, but I feel like Legacy has been more like that recently, especially with Breach being the big deck and Thassa's Oracle being a hot piece of shit in Doomsday. So, if I'm going to go back to Modern and start playing it more Modern after not playing it for several weeks, what do I land on? Death and Taxes. But not the normal green, white or mono white versions that I play, no. I've been asked many a time, Vince, what do you think of black white D&T? When are you going to make a black white D&T video? You haven't made one for like 12 months. Why don't you love me, Vince? Well, to celebrate the release of my brand new merch, which is this handy looking t-shirt that says PleasantKenobi says reprint fetchlands you cowards, available in white with black writing or black with white writing. To celebrate the release of this t-shirt, which you should go buy with the link in the description below. To celebrate the release of this t-shirt, we're going to play some Black White Eldrazi. And Taxes. Black White Eldrazi and Taxes. I'm not going to do a full-on deck text. I've talked about D&T so many times in this channel, and this video is not for that. The deck list is in the description below. If you like this video, remember we're sponsored here at PleasantKenobi Towers by channelfireball.com and also the love and support of my Patreon. If you want to get regularly involved with supporting the channel, the Discord, the conversations over there, then there's a link to the Patreon in the description below. My camera's also focusing on this DeLorean. I don't know why it's doing that. Focus on me, piece of shit. These t-shirts, this merch will be available for a good few weeks now. I originally wanted to run some competitions around take a funny picture of you wearing this slogan somewhere on a t-shirt and then like send out a booster box. I can't do that right now because the whole world is in quarantine. However, once we get through this, my friends, once we get through this together, I will run some sort of competition like that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. With that out of the way, let's play some fucking Modern. We have won the die roll. We will of course play first. We're going to keep this hand. It's a little bit slow, but I think it's fine. We can lead Tidehollow Scholar on turn 2 into Wasteland Strength on turn 3 to hopefully kill a creature and put whatever's under the Scholar into the graveyard. Then we can Charming Prince to reset the Scholar and get something else out of their hand. That is if our opponent doesn't have removal for the Scholar or some sort of hand attack. Concealed Courtyard pass turn. Windswept Heath from our opponent. They're a fetch land deck. That's good news for us. Who placed Windswept Heath in 2020, huh? Is it Elves? Oh, okay, it's going to be Ponza. Our hand looks pretty soft to Blood Moon. If we look at their hand and it's 2 Blood Moons, we're up shit creek. Tidehollow Scholar. Their hand is Clothis, Glorybringer, Lightning Bolt, and Arbor Elf. We're going to get rid of the Lightning Bolt. They're going to play Arbor Elf next turn and we get to kill it. I guess they could play Clothis perhaps, but I doubt it. Okay, they play Clothis. We drew Path to Exile. I kind of wanted to kill something and reset my Tidehollow Scholar, but I guess we can't do that. I'm also mildly scared of Glorybringer, but now we drew Path, it's not so much of an issue. We're just going to do some scrying with Charming Prince. We find another Charming Prince and another Tidehollow Scholar. I guess we can bottom the Scholar and top the Charming Prince. In for 2. What we want to do is kill an Arbor Elf and then path a Glorybringer. Now, even with the mana generated by the Clothers here, they only have 4 mana. If they haven't drawn a Simian Spirit Guide, we aren't going to randomly get Glorybrung here. Even if they did randomly Glorybringer us off a Simian, it'd be a 2 for 1 because we have Path to Exile. Bloodbraid Elf. I guess I'm gonna... Okay. Hits another Clothis. If that hit Blood Moon, we'd have to float the white, path this, and just pray our 2/2s can get us there. But this is actually really good for us. Bloodbraid Elf resolves. They didn't attack... Oh, they do attack with it. Okay. We take the 3 here. We can Wasteland Strangle that away and keep the path up for the coming Glorybringer. Wasteland Strangler. My favourite Strangler. Target this poor elf for a good old strangling. Put the lightning bolt in the graveyard. Kill the Bloodbraid Elf. And then we get to get in for a whole 4. Now, we can keep path up for a Glorybringer, but again, they missed a land drop. So outside of Simian Spirit Guide, we aren't going to get Glorybrung. So I think we're going to Charming Prince and reset our Tidehollow Scholar here. Target Tidehollow. Tidehollow goes to exile. Comes back at end of turn. Trigger, let's have a look at our opponent's hand. They've got a Seasoned Pyromancer, an Arbor Elf, and a Glorybringer. I think I put the Seasoned Pyromancer under it because Arbor Elf is a bad blocker. They can't play Glorybringer. We've got Path for Glorybringer. Arbor Elf gets them closer to Glorybringer. Their hand is Arbor Elf, Glorybringer, and 1 unknown. They go to pre-combat main phase. They activate their Clothis. And by activate, I mean trigger. It's not acting activation. This is going to shoot us for 2. Go to 15. Arbor Elf from our opponent, as expected. So next turn they can cast Glorybringer for a whole 5 mana, but we can just path it. We drew Aether Vial. I'm going to crack my Silent Clearing here. We drew a Thalia. We're going to go to combat. Dome them down to 6. Now, if you play Thalia, we actually can't cast Path, which will allow them to then kill our Tidehollow Scholar, which then give them Seasoned Pyromancer back, but at that time they still die. I'm still not going to play Thalia, I don't think. I mean, they're going to have 5 mana next turn anyway. I guess we could just path the Arbor Elf, play a Thalia, and then they're in a position where casting spells is pretty hard. I don't think they play Pyroclasm main board because they're an Arbor Elf deck, right? So I think that's a pretty solid place to go to. So let's go path this. Unless they drew Bolt, I guess, for the Tidehollow Scholar now, then they'll get to use their Seasoned Pyromancer next turn. So maybe that's not the correct thing to do. Play a Thalia, pass to them. Did they give them a land off of the path? So I guess they could top deck a land and play Glorybringer, but Glorybringer doesn't make them... They don't... Oh, they can exile our Silent Clearing. I hadn't thought of that either. They decided not to. That would have gave them Glorybringer mana. But Glorybringer mana wouldn't have got them. Nope. Okay. That was fine. I guess keeping Path up was also good. Both of those options. In Game 2, we really want to see an Aether Vial in our opening hand so that we don't get stranded under a Blood Moon of some kind. We don't. So the question is, do we risk this? Without acceleration on turn 1, we can take a Blood Moon with Tidehollow Scholar, but there's a very good chance they play either Arbor Elf or Utopia Spawn on turn 1. I'm going to keep this. The double Tidehollow Scholar means that we actually have a good chance of keeping them off of gas, like Chandra's and the big dragony thing we just saw. What's it called? Glory Hole Seeker? Something like that. Utopia Spawn from our opponents, and now we are kind of in trouble if they have Blood Moon. I did say that was the case. Let's see. We can top deck and rip a Plains or a Vial would be nice. We did not. So we're just going to go Concealed Courtyard, pass the turn, and pray we don't get Blood Mooned. Arbor Elf, so we're not getting mooned. That's nice. Tap Stomping Ground from our opponent. Cool. So they're going to have 4 mana, 5 mana with the land up next turn. So we're going to Tidehollow Scholar them here. They have 3 cards left in hand. Let's hope it's just not like several payoffs and a land. Lightning Bolt, Glorybringer, Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, well, they don't have a land, so they're definitely going to Bloodbraid us. Do I risk it for the biscuit by taking the Lightning Bolt and trying to get the Glorybringer next turn? I think I do. Okay. If they hit a land drop, though, they just kill my Glorybringer here, and then we play another Tidehollow Skull and take their Bolt and don't feel great. Oh, I'm a fool. Why did they think they didn't have 5 mana without the land? Okay, should have took the Glorybringer, because that would have put them back a whole turn. Okay, that was, that's what we call a punt. That's what we call being unable to do maths because you're a piece of shit. Land from our opponent. They have Bolt and they have Bloodbraid in hand. We drew an Aether Vial, which is nice. We're going to play Silent Clearing. We're going to take the Bolt out of their hand and hope they don't hit another one with their fucking Bloodbraid Elf. Trigger on the stack. Did they Bolt? No, they don't. Because if they did, we'd exile this Bloodbraid Elf forever. And we're going to play a Vial. This one untapped for a turn, so at least we can do some tricksy stuff, maybe, question mark. Arbor Elf, untap their land. Cast a second Glory Bringer. I'm tempted to concede, but I won't, just in case we draw the nuts. The nuts here being a Declaration in Stone, which isn't in our fucking deck. Back-to-back Paths is probably the closest we're going to get to nuts. Okay, Path the one that's untapping. And play a Thalia with our really painful mana. We know they got a Bolt in hand. The Bolt costs them 2 mana. They might Bolt prior to Bloodbraid Elf here. They have one other card in hand we don't know. They should Bolt prior to Bloodbraid Elf. So they should Bolt with the Cascade trigger on the stack. Because if they now hit Chandra, for example, they can't cast it. Okay, Utopia Spool costs them 1 mana here. And they need to Bolt before springing the Bloodbraid Elf. Otherwise, we just kill it with our Thalia. They're thinking about it. Yeah, Bolt the Thalia. Okay. We need to draw another 2-drop, perhaps like a Thalia, for example. I guess Charming Prince would also be a very strong draw, because then we could actually take the Glory Bringer out of out for a turn. It would take us a lot of damage, though, to do so. So Charming Prince is our best draw. Well, Charming Prince or Path. Drew a Displacer. I'm going to draw a card off my caves. Sacking that. No. Okay. We're dead. Okay, do we keep 1 lander with a Vial? I think we do. It gives us a Path as well. We probably should have cut 2 of our Paths for 2 Fatal Pushes, but that said, the push doesn't kill the Dragon, then the Dragon is, like, hands down their best card against us. Foothills from our opponent, no turn 1 play. If we top deck a second land, we are gravy. If we don't, we're on a slow hand with Vial. We did not top deck another land. It's fine. We have Path up and we have a 2-drop next turn. On the upside, they aren't really mooning us next turn, but the Vial wasn't showing its moon. But if they're like old school pawns with actual land destruction spells, then we could be in trouble as well with our 1 land. Nothing from our opponent. Tick up our Vial. Draw another non-land. Okay. I was umming and ahhing about playing a 23rd land in this deck, but because of the Eldrazi Temples, I decided not to. That was probably wrong. I'm going to be vialing in the Tidal Scholar like after this turn, because I'm not scared of 3-drops right now. I'm scared of 4 and 5 drops, but I don't want my Tidal Scholar getting bolted unless they tap out here. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. It's discard 2 cards. Okay. Let's let that happen. And then we can grab one of the cards they keep in hand afterwards with our Tidal Scholar. Anger the Gods and Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. We're going to Scholar them. Their hand is Lightning Bolt, Chandra, Clothis, Bone Crusher Giant, and Bloodbraid Elf. Jesus fucking Christ, that hand is stacked. I guess we take the Bolt, and then I can protect it with the Charming Prince. It doesn't seem very good, honestly. Ay. Let's say... Yes, I guess. I can't protect the Charming Prince until I draw a land. We didn't draw a land, we drew the 3rd Thought-Knot Seer. We played 4 Thought-Knot Seers and we've drawn 3 of them. We played 22 lands and we've drawn 1 of them. Such is the way of magic. Okay. This 1 lander was a risky keep, I'll tell you that much. I mean, we get to just like slam Thought-Knot after Thought-Knot Seer after this, which is good unless they draw a Glory Bringer. I guess Chandra can also kill one of the Thought-Knot Seers, so I guess getting a Thought-Knot Seer into play that stops the Chandra will be the best option. So we kind of want them to go for the Savage Stomp here. Or whatever the fuck it's called. What's it called? Just Stomp. Not Savage Stomp. Just Stomp. Is there a Savage Stomp as well? Is that confusing for anyone else? Okay, we have a Bloodbraid Elf cascading into an Anger of the Gods. I assume they won't cast the Anger of the Gods here. I mean, maybe they will to get the Lightning Bolt back. And that makes... Oh, no, they won't. Good. Good. So, the Bloodbraid Elf comes into play. They move to combat, and they attack? Question mark? Yay? Nay? They do. Okay. At this point, I'm going to flash in our Wasteland Strangler. We're going to kill the Bloodbraid Elf, and then take 2? Yeah. The problem we've got here is that taking my Vial out to 4 enables these 3 Thought-Knot Seers in our hand. But it's bad for any other, like, draw. But I think with 3 of them in hand, we kind of have to. So we draw, and we drew this. This is very good, considering we've got Zealous Conscripts in hand. We're going to take a stop in their draw step to go and eat up the Chandra that's in their hand with one of these Thought-Knot Seers. I guess I could also just Charming Prince my Tidal Scholar and Thought-Knot Seer to really rip their hand apart. I think that's pretty good. So Scholar disappears into end of turn. Comes back, and it takes... Bone Crusher Giant. Then in draw step, We now activate the Vial. We say yes. We put a Thought-Knot Seer into play. What we do want to see here is a second Chandra. They drew a land. Sweet. We'll take a Chandra. They now have a God in their hand. That doesn't come on devotion-wise and an Arbor Elf. So they're going to play the God. Sure. And the Arbor Elf. And the Women's Motif. They're now empty-handed. We're going to Thought-Knot Seer them every turn for the next 2 turns, which is pretty strong, honest. This is going to be a no. We're not taking up our Vial. Nope. We drew an Arbiter. That's pretty good. But they'll crack the Heath in response. We're just going to cast Zealous Persecution here. White and black. It will buff our creatures, shrink their creatures. Then we can go to combat and attack. They can obviously grow their board with the Seasoned Pyromancer that currently exists in the graveyard for the mana they have in play. They're going to go to 4 here. Interesting. We're going to go to Draw Step. We're going to activate Aether Vial. And they've scooped. They don't want to see another Thought-Knot Seer. We have lost the die roll. I've kept this hand. It's quite land heavy, but I mean, it's got lands and spells. Oh, it's another Arbor Elf deck. Interesting. On my last round was also against Ponza. Is this Ponza or Elves? I guess we'll find out soon enough. We drew another Tidehollow Scholar, so I'm just going to go, I guess, Concealed Courtyard. I'll be sad if I draw another Eldrazi Temple next turn. I know I won't. I was thinking, oh, I can't play TKS next turn if I draw another Temple. But we can't play TKS because we don't have TKS in hand. Windswept Heath from our opponent, and they're cracking it. I'm assuming a red land's going to come up now. We're going to say, nope, another forest. I guess it is elves, which means we have good sideboard cards, but our main board is a little bit weak to them. Scavenging Ooze. Interesting, interesting. That's not an elves card. We did draw the other temple, but don't have a TKS in hand. So that whole discussion point actually came up. Let's Tidehollow Scholar them. Their hand is Seasoned Pyromancer and Tireless Tracker. Now, I don't think they'll play the Tracker before a land drop. Well, they've got Arbor Elf, haven't they? Let's take the Tracker. They've got Pyro to play, I guess, but they haven't got double... Oh, they've got no red mana. My bad. They'd have to go and get a Stomping Grounds off the Wood of Hills. Which they can get. If I had white mana up, I could have pathed the Tracker in response to the first trigger, or in response to cracking the fetch, for example. They can't make double red here. They can Bloodbraid, though. If Bloodbraid hits a removal spell, I'll feel sad. It hit an Arbor Elf. I can live with that. We're going to get hit for 5 here. Next time we can play a 3-3 and keep up Path. No, I think we need to protect the Chaos. We're going to play an Eldrazi Displacer. And then we're going to pass the turn and path them if we need to in their turn. Foothills means they can play the Pyromancer, which will transform the other card in their hand into some gas. So they discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. So they actually discard 1 card, which is another Seasoned Pyromancer, and draw 2. Seasoned Pyromancer is so strong, and they got an Elemental out of that as well. The amount of value there, that makes Moldrifter look like a piece of shit. Fuck. Look at him with his rippling abs and his chiseled features. Just gonna path the Bloodbraid Elf now. We can actually Tidehollow Scholar and do the Displacer trick to permanently exile something from hand this turn. I just don't know if that's good when their board state's quite a lot wider than ours. Okay, we drew a Temple, which means we can Displacer a lot the following turn. We can also play Scholar and play Kai. No, we cannot, Vince, because your mana is bad. The problem with this deck is that having double like white blacks and white black and these like 4 ghost quarters, 4 temples is all a bit clunky. We're going to play a Scholar. I'm going to hold priority as that trigger goes onto the stack. With that trigger on the stack, I'm going to flicker it. So we're going to permanently exile one thing, temporarily exile the... Now, if they have a bolt... No, they don't have a bolt. Okay, so the leaves trigger goes on the stack. So how this works is... which way around is it? This is the... So the last one we exile will be gone forever. The first one we exile is just gone temporarily. So we'll put the Seasoned Pyromancer under it now. And then the Tidehollow Scholar gets rid of the Chandra Pyromancer forever. Because there's no leave trigger for that version of the ability now. We've simply just fucked them up with this setup. Now, they can attack quite willy-nilly into us. There's a Seasoned Pyromancer in the bin, so the Scavengers can become a 3-3. Problem is, I guess if we start killing stuff, that's not good for them. Once we play Kaya, I can eat the Seasoned Pyromancer in their graveyard to disrupt the ability to bring it back, although they might eat it with Scavenging Ooze, is the obvious line there in response. Now, Colossus is online. Wow, okay. So I guess I want to play Kaya, exile Arbor Elf, and then like flicker things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So exiling an Arbor Elf actually gets rid of... Oh boy. Oh boy! We get to kill like loads of stuff here. Okay. We're going to play an Eldrazi Temple. We're going to go black and 2 colourless to play a Wasteland Strangler. Strangler comes into play. We're going to kill the Scavenging Ooze by exiling the Tireless Tracker. Or putting it into the graveyard, should I say. They let it go, so the Scavenging Ooze is now in the bin. Now I can play Kaya and eat the Skoos and the Seasoned Pyromancer. That seems pretty strong. That seems pretty strong. The other thing I can do is put their Seasoned Pyromancer that's under the Tireless Tracker into their graveyard and kill their current Seasoned Pyromancer, but that's not so strong, because that means that we have 2 Seasoned Pyromancers in the bin. They can start to like exile them with their second clause, the 5-mana one. I'm going to play a Kaya's, or Kaya, whatever. Kaya, I don't know why the words on this card confuse me. Kaya, Orzhov, Usurper. Fucking hell, speaking is so difficult sometimes. We're going to get rid of Scavenging Ooze and Seasoned Pyromancer. We go up to 16. Kaya is now ticking up towards a scary ultimate. We have a board that they can't realistically attack into. If they play anything here, like even a Chandra, for example, they can get Clothis online. Chandra or Glorybringer would be terrible because they can kill Eldrazi Displacer, and Eldrazi Displacer is going to single-handedly win us this match if we get to untap with it next turn. They're going to exile the Tracker, which shoots us for 2 and gains them 2. They're going to play a Bloodbraid Elf, which hits a Utopia Spore, so we're safe for a turn. Clothis is now online. Oof, which means they can easily hit Kaya there. Do they swing a load of things at Kaya? They swing with a 4-5 and a 3-2. I'm going to block the 4-5 with my Tide Hollow Scholar here, the spare one, to allow Kaya to survive, because basically it gives us an extra spell next turn. That's fine. Cool. We untap. We draw another Eldrazi Displacer. We play a Temple. We're going to uptick Kaya. No, we're not. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to kill one of their things first. Probably the Seasoned Pyro. We have 9 mana. We have 3 activations of Displacer here. So on their draw step, we're going to take something out of their hand, hopefully. But that would involve tapping our Tide Hollow Scholar. That seems like a bad idea. I'm going to play another Displacer. I'm going to flicker our Strangler. We're going to kill their Seasoned Pyromancer by putting their other Seasoned Pyromancer back in the bin. We're going to uptick Kaya and eat both Seasoned Pyromancers and go up to 16 life. Cool, 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 cool. And then we're going to pass the turn back to them. We can now activate Eldrazi Displacer again to flicker our Wasteland Strangler or save a creature if they have a removal spell. If we kill one of the creatures right now, Cloth stops being a creature, meaning taking it out of combat. We could have displaced our Tide Hollow Scholar during their draw step, but that wouldn't have solved the whole on-board combat problems that we've got here. They're going to bolt our Kaya. I mean, that's better than them bolting our face and, well, all one of our displacers, I guess. Kaya's going to die. They're going to go to combat and attack. We're going to displace our Wasteland Strangler again. We're going to kill the Bloodbraid Elf by putting a Chandra Torch of Defiance back in their graveyard. And it turns off the Clothis. No damage to us. We untap. We draw a Leonin Arbiter. Not the worst draw in the world, honestly. We're going to exile this Elemental. We're going to attack them with 2 3/3s. They take 6. Cool. We can now keep up all the activations. So we're going to go to their draw step. And we're going to activate Eldrazi Displacer. Target our Tide Hollow Scholar. They drew a Stomping Grounds. Sweet. They activate their Clothis with a trigger. They're going to exile then the Bloodbraid Elf to gain 2 and ping us for 2. Yep. They cannot feasibly attack. Nope, they didn't. The cowards. And by cowards, I mean incredibly sensible line. We're then going to just exile this Elemental here. Goodbye, Elemental. We untap. We now have a lock, right? We had to look at every card they draw. Yeah, we have to look at every card they draw. We're going to go to combat and attack with everything. They're going to block the Wasteland Strangler, double block the Wasteland Strangler. Sure. We're going to say, okay. Before damage, we're going to just flicker one of the Arbor Elves. So one of them dies to the Strangler. They take a lot of damage and go to 6. In the draw step, we're going to untap. We're going to exile our Tide Hollow Scholar for white and 2 colorless. Let's have a look at what's in their hand. What did they draw? Nope, they don't want to let us see. Fine. Keep your secrets. Okay, our opening hand has a Burrington Forge Tender into a Charming Prince, into a Eldrazi Displacer. We have a way to kill Arbor Elves and tokens, so we're going to keep this. I guess our hand is incredibly soft, as always, to Blood Moon in this deck. So if they go turn 1 Accelerant, turn 2 Blood Moon, we could be up shit creek. They have shocked themselves as a Utopia Sprawl or an Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl. Okay. Yeah, we could have a Blood Moon in the future. I really hope we don't. But, what can you do, really? What can you do? We draw. Oh, draws a Displacer. We're going to go Caves of Koilos. We're going to go White Mana. We're going to make a Burrington Forge Tender and pass the turn back to our opponent. Our opponent's missed a land drop, so if we draw a Flicker Wisp and flicker the Something Ground to make the Utopia Sprawl fall off, or even a Ghost Quarter at this point, we'd be in such a good spot. Kia also kills Utopia Spawls, which is pretty strong. So we're going to go Caves of Koilos, we're going to go white and colourless Charming Prince. We're going to scry 2. I'm probably going to bottom most things, honestly. What do I want? A basic land? A plains? Okay. Thought-Knot Seer and Displacer. I don't want either of those. So we're going to put those on the bottom of the library. Go to combat and attack. Oh, scry 2 on a mono-white creature, eh? Look at the colour pie bends. I'm assuming that people would be very upset about that like a year or so ago when talking about Commander. The idea of breaking the white's colour identity or some nonsense. When in reality, white needs more good shit. Give us that good shit. There's the second land. Is this going to be a Blood Moon now? And then we have to just beat them to death with like 3 power on board. I'd rather cast a Tireless Tracker, honestly. Seasoned Pyromancer would also be great. One time no Blood Moon? Oh, woof! Okay, this Zealous Persecution is looking pretty good. We can also just play Kaya and exile the Utopia Sprawl. That would also mess up their mana. But they have discarded 2, drawn 2. Ancient Grudge, Magus of the Moon. They could have slammed Magus of the Moon, though, but they decided not to. That is interesting. That suggests to me they've got another version of that in hand, right? Is that where this is at? So let's go black, white. Take a look at that hand. What we got, my friend? Anger of the Gods, Bloodbraid Elf, and Hex Drinker. Well, I guess I'm going to take away the Anger of the Gods. No fucking way, friend. They've got a forest now, so how did they miss all... Oh, Season Pyromancer drew them into it. Of course, of course. No attacks from us. If they play a Hex Drinker and don't level it, we get to get a huge value out of Zealous. If they do play a Hex Drinker and do level it, we're going to Kaya it. If they play a Bloodbraid Elf, that could still hit a Blood Moon, and we might still be in that situation. It could also hit a removal spell for the title of this card to get an Anger back. Burrington Forge Tender is insurance against anger anyway, and it's insurance against a bolt as well, so we'd probably look to save the Title Scholar here with the Burrington Forge Tender, or maybe let the Scholar go and keep Burrington Forge Tender to make sure the anger doesn't wrath our board. Bloodbraid Elf. One time no Blood Moon. Flame Slash. Okay. Where's it going to go? At the Tide Hollow Scholar. We're gonna protect the Scholar here. Because that way Wasteland Strangler is better off the top of our deck, and make our displaces better down the line as well. Now, they can swing quite freely. There's 3-2 and there's 2-2 here. Yep. That they can, my friends. That they can. We drew planes. We don't actually have to be too scared of the old Blood Moon now, so that's nice. I guess we just play an Eldrazi Displacer. We play Kaya next turn. Okay, pass the turn to our opponent. Kaya has been good in these matches, but I think that's been very anecdotal to what's like going on right now. That's a Chandra. Boy, oh boy, that's a Chandra. They're going to kill the Displacer. Displacer has been pretty good for us, to be fair. Wooded Foothills from our opponent. Hexdrinker still in hand. They're going to attack for 5 again. I'm going to trade my Charming Prince in for the Blood Elf. No, they're not going to attack for 5. Interesting. Wants to protect the Chandra. Okay. Caves of Koilos. So you can play both Kaya or Kaya plus Zealous or Eldrazi Displacer plus Zealous. I'm not sure what one's correct. They have a Hexdrinker in hand. They want to get it... I mean, it's just going to die to a Kaya eventually if we can keep Kaya. If we attack them, they can double block with the Seasoned Pyromancer and Blood Elf to ensure a lack of a Blood Elf and Zealous Conscripts and give Persecution and give them Anger of the Gods back. So that's probably not where we want to be either. That Chandra Torture Defiance is going to give them so much mana next. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to dump into that Hexdrinker if they wanted to. And it might be their only option with 1 card in hand. They've got an Ancient Grudge, which can actually blow up our Tide Hollow Sculler, frustratingly. That might be what they go for here. So I think I have to play Kaya. Maybe they don't notice the Grudge can kill the Tide Hollow Sculler. I've only just noticed it. I'm going to take some pain here. This allows us to block very profitably when they attack in a moment as well. We're going to uptick and get rid of the Ancient Grudge and the Magus of the Moon, and hopefully they don't notice. Do they notice? They do notice. Oh boy. Sometimes you got to force the issue, right? Oh, they got a mountain. They didn't even get the mana for the Ancient Grudge. They have a bolt? No, we know the card in their hand is a Hexdrinker. They just let it happen. Okay. Interesting. This means that if they attack and threaten our Kaya now, we get to Zealous Persecution block and Wrath their entire board. That does mean that they can then activate their Seasoned Pyromancer after the fact. Obviously, they've got a draw here, so they've got 1 fresh card in hand that we don't know about other than Hexdrinker. And they can also, yeah, here we go, exile the card with Chandra, which found a forest, so we got lucky there. If they'd found like a Glorybringer, we could have been up shit creek, honestly. So they might just commit to the Hexdrinker now, but the Hexdrinker just dies to Kaya, so they probably can't. Okay, they're going to attempt to get Kaya off the table. We're going to cast Zealous Persecution here. And then we're going to go to blocks. Block here, block here. Now we are on 8. We are losing a lot. Unless they flash back the Seasoned Pyromancer, they don't have ability to protect the Chandra. The great thing is we can exile one of the tokens with a Kaya and kill the Chandra. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe Kaya is like the best card in this deck, in this matchup. And that Hexdrinker's going to die now. What? They're just going to start leveling it. Okay. Okay, untap. We draw an Arbiter. We're going to exile the Hexdrinker. We're then going to go to combat and attack the Chandra, which kills the Chandra. This leaves them top decking. Glorybringer is obviously still a very strong card for them. We're only on 8, don't forget, as well. Kaya will gain us some life eventually. Chandra is dead. They keep the elf alive. We're then going to just play out an Eldrazi Displacer. Yeah, Displacer is pretty strong here. We're a bit soft to like a Bolt, Glorybringer, Flame Slash, a second copy of Anger. Like, all those things would be pretty bad. Nope, they didn't draw any of those things and have decided that they've seen enough Magic for today. I hope you enjoyed this quickie look into Modern at the moment with Black White D&T. I think I'm going to play some more with the deck, play through the full league. I'll get some more videos up over the coming weeks of playing with it. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment down below to let me know what you think of the list and the deck in general. Are you enjoying Modern again? Are you playing Modern with a rental service on Modo? Or I guess, are you not going to play much Modern because of social quarantine? This is the problem with me making like legacy and modern content, because people who don't get to play Modo don't get to play it much. So I need to know if people want to vicariously live it through me if they don't get to play online, or if they want to see other stuff to do with Arena and other parts of Magic instead at the moment. I want to do another budget legacy video. I want to do one around D&T. I want to do one around Burn and Dredge. I want to do those 3 decks next. The thing is, I don't know if the legacy budget is even a consideration right now because of the way the fucking world is. Let me know in the comment section below what you think to these musings. Let me know what you think about the video. Be good to one another. Practice good social isolation and be responsible, and make sure your health services can cope with this shit by staying the fuck home and washing your hands when you get home. That was too long. Let me know what you think about these ramblings in the video in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, be good to one another. Exercise responsible social distancing. You know, don't stress out your health services by spreading this fucking disease. Until next time, ta-ta for now.